Hey guys, well, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to a new video. Don't mind the noise, that is the boys in the next room. Now, I'm actually coming to you from the future, I guess, because I've literally just sat down and imported my footage from this vlog into my laptop, and there's a file missing, and it is the first clip from what was supposed to be the intro to this vlog. So I'm actually starting out with the B&M haul. However, the first half of my haul is missing. Now luckily it wasn't too much that I was showing you, and I'm sure the bits that are missing you will probably see in upcoming vlogs anyway, and I usually show you or tell you where I've got things from. So I'm really sorry that you don't actually get what I intended to be the start of this vlog. Like I said, lucky you haven't missed too much, yeah, it's actually the end of the day from the last day of this vlog, so you will catch up with this point very soon. But yeah, I'm about to jump in the shower. I've literally quickly just had to pop on camera just to get an intro out, and yeah, I am going to cut you over now to the rest of my B&M haul, I suppose. I picked up a new vase. This one was only £3, and I've got two glass vases for flowers at the minute. One was a wedding gift. It has like a wedding date engraved on it. The other one I'm pretty sure I just inherited, I don't know, maybe off my mum years and years ago, and I don't like the shape. The flowers kind of sit awkwardly in it, so I thought I'd replace it with one that just looked a little bit nicer. Also picked up a little spoon rest. This is intended for our teaspoons. The one we've got at the minute just is like a little ceramic black teapot, and I just thought this would look a little bit nicer sat out on the worktop. Just says have a rest on it, which I think is really cute, and that was £2.50. Sticking on the wooden theme, picked up two like acacia wood serving boards. These serve a couple of purposes for me. I like to use wooden boards as like decorative items because I am dead set on getting that shelving unit in the kitchen, so I thought they would look really nice placed on there. But also I do like to use them as serving boards. Not going to chop on these. They are advertised as serving boards, so I don't really want to use them as chopping boards because they're nice. Also picked up a couple of plastic boxes. I find these really useful for like kitchen storage, or storage around the house in general, but they were only £1.50 each. If they had more, I could only see the two. If they had more, I would have picked up a lot more, because that is a really good price for a storage box. Also picked up a new pegs tin. The wind took mine the other day and it's basically smashed. It's all broken in places and there's like shards of plastic everywhere, so I needed a new one, so I picked this one up. It does say pegs on it. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this side out or I might turn it and then use my clothespin label that came with my label set. Honestly guys, I would label Josh and the kids if I could. I just like my labels. And then I also picked up this little wooden, this was in the bathroom section. It's technically a soap dish, but I intend to use it maybe as a candle plate or even to pop the hand sanitizer on. I just think things like this make things look neater. I don't know why. Last but not least, from B&M, I picked up this little spice rack. So I know that I've just bought the magnetic like spice holders that stick to the fridge, and that's what I'm using at the moment. And that system is fine, but like I said, dead set on the shelving unit that I really want to put in the kitchen, and I thought it would look so nice having all of them displayed on there. Now I had my eye on one of these on Temu for ages, but it was a little bit more expensive on there, and then I found out they did them at B&M, so I picked it up. It is extendable as well, so it can go much bigger than this, and I just thought this will look really nice sat on a white shelving unit with all my little herbs stacked in there. So picked that one up. That was everything from the range. Like I said, we did pop into no, sorry, that was everything from B&M. We did pop into the range today when Avery had her hospital appointment, and I picked up just a couple of bits. What I actually went in there for, so my pumpkin season candle, the one I showed you a little while back, I went to try and get Avery's cooler bag from our cupboard, and it fell and there was a big chip in it. It smashed basically, which I was gutted about. I went into the range hoping that I'd be able to find it, but they don't have it in there anymore. They said they might bring it back, but who knows. Instead what I did is I bought a little bit of clay and I tried to fix it myself. I coated it with gel polish and cured it so that it's still nice and shiny, and it looks okay actually. It doesn't look the way it did before. It looks a little bit more textured, but it looks okay. So I'm happy with how I fixed it, and I can still use it because I was absolutely gutted about that. But I do have like a wax melt burner thing in my living room that I only tend to pull out at Christmas time, so I thought I would get some nice autumnal wax melts. I'm kind of done with summer now. The weather has been naff since the middle of July, and I've just accepted that we've had our summer and moving on to autumn. So these are pumpkin spice latte wax melts, so I thought they would smell really, really nice in a few weeks time. Also picked up some sponges. I'm looking to kind of redo my little dishwashing area, and although it seems a bit silly to buy sponges as a decorative thing, I haven't just bought these as a decorative thing. I've just bought them because they're dishwashing sponges, but I did like the colour of them a little bit more than the bog standard yellow and green ones, so I picked those up. Picked up another jar. Not that I really needed one, however I just liked the look of this one. I can't remember how much this one was. I think it was around the £5 mark. But in my opinion, you can never have too many. So picked up some hand sanitizer because obvious reasons. And lastly, I picked up the autumnal mug that I wanted. It's just a simple white with like a speckle detail pumpkin. I'm not sure how easy this is going to be to drink out of, but I think it was only like £3 or something like that. So I've got my autumn mug. That is pretty much everything that I picked up. So yeah, now I get to put all this stuff away. Morning guys, back in the same spot. It's actually a few days later. I've had, it's been a strange and stressful couple of days, I'm not gonna lie. I will go into a little bit more detail a little bit later on, but just feeling a little bit all over the place at the moment, aren't we, Pudding Parfait? Avery's not quite herself. She hasn't been for the last couple of days, just a little bit moody, a little bit grumpy, not sure why. She did choke a bit last night, which was, I say scary. I think it'd be scary to anyone else. Josh and I are just so used to it that we're just quick to handle it and try not to let fear get in the way and just handle it. But after some back patting and some suctioning, she was able to cough up what she was struggling with, and she was fine. But it is always just a little bit scary when she starts to turn just a tiny bit blue. But she's fine on that front. Oh, Pudding, she's fine on that front. Now just a little bit grumpy. I don't know if she's coming down with something. I feel like I've been saying that for a little while now, and I'm just kind of waiting for it to hit its head. We're matching today, completely unintentionally, I swear. But it's nice to match, isn't it, Puds? No, it's not nice to match. Is that what you're thinking? Hey, cheeky? So, I've got a little bit of a Temu haul to show you, not much. Just a few little bits and bobs. As you guys know, I've been absolutely loving Temu recently. And I picked up a couple more bits. A, stuff that I needed, B, because again, I'm still just trying to kind of test it all out because there's so much stuff on there. So first thing I picked up, really random, but I've mentioned before Eli's birthday's in September and one of his requests was for slime. So I saw slime on there and this is his favourite colour. He likes red, so I grabbed that. It was really cheap. The next thing, now I was trying to gauge online on if this was going to fit what I needed it for. It doesn't. It's much bigger than what I wanted it for. I wanted this for Avery's smaller syringes. However, still not a waste at all because it will come in handy for bigger syringes. And it is just like a wooden bottle brush. It's actually a really lovely colour. I definitely prefer this to the plastic bottle brushes. Can never have too many of these really. We go through so many of them. But yeah, I wanted it to be smaller, but it's fine. I think I'm just gonna have to use a straw cleaner for Avery's smaller syringes, but I still am quite impressed with that. And then I mentioned a little while back when I showed you the boys' new lunch boxes that I picked up from Temu, that they did like a matching travel reusable cutlery set. So I grabbed a couple of those. They're in the same colour as their little bento boxes that I bought them, so I thought I could slot these into their little lunch bags, and it will fit quite nice. So it just comes with a knife, a fork and a spoon, and they fit nicely in their little pot, and then I can close that up and pop it in their lunch bag with their little bento boxes, and that way if they've got, it's okay, if they've got a yogurt or if they've got any leftovers for their lunch, like some kind of pasta, then they're always going to have cutlery in their little lunch bags, so that they don't have to scour for cutlery. I mean, not that it'd be hard to come by. In a school there's always going to be cutlery, but it's nice for them to have their own set. And then last but not least, I'm not going to lie, I was slightly disappointed here. I think I got a bit duped. The listing on this said set, and I assumed by set it meant you get 2. Apparently not, you get 1, and I did think at the time that's kind of too good to be true for the price. However, I needed a new salt and pepper mill because I don't actually own any, and I really liked the look of this kind of rustic wooden one, and I like it so much that I did actually go online and order another one so that I do have the set. Even paying for 2 separately is still pretty affordable for what they are. I think they were around £5-ish each. These were almost sold out in this size because they had 3 sizes and I got the medium. They were almost sold out, so I'm so glad I managed to get one more of them so that I can complete my set. So I've got another one of these coming, and then I've got a couple of little acacia wooden trays coming as well, just some really like cheap trays that I'm going to use for my kind of like dishwashing area, my dish soaps, hand sanitizer and bits like that, because I've got like an image in my mind of what I want it to look like. Also, something else exciting, I finally ordered the shelving units that I have been talking about for the kitchen, and I was able to source the money for those with other bits of furniture that I've sold, which is really nice because it means that I'm not out of pocket, and I've still got the kind of what I wanted there, the idea I wanted in my head. Now, I was going to go for Billy bookcases, that was my plan. However, after a lot of pondering, I decided against it. Maybe I will get my kind of built-in Billy bookcase dream one day, I'm sure I will. However, for this house, considering we can't actually wall mount anything, I just thought they are a little bit too thin to not have them wall mounted, because I think once you take out the little divot that they've got in them for the skirting board, I think it's like 23 centimeters or something, and I couldn't shake the nerves of one of the boys accidentally pulling it down on themselves. So I've gone with ones I found on Amazon. They were actually maybe ever so slightly more expensive than the Billy bookcases. However, IKEA's notorious for extortionate shipping fees, so I did save myself £40 on shipping, so technically it actually worked out much cheaper than buying them from IKEA. And I'm actually really happy with the style. I'm really looking forward to showing them to you guys and maybe styling them up in a vlog. They look really nice. I think if I could guarantee that I could get any more of them, then I would use those as built-ins. However, I liked the versatility of the Billy bookcases because you can add the height extenders and you can move the shelves around. So yeah, I will do my Billy bookcase built-in wall one day, but for now I'm really happy with the look of the ones that I've bought. I feel like they're going to be much sturdier, much less easy to pull down, and because they are a little bit sort of bigger in depth, it means that I can actually fit a bit more in the cupboards, like the bottom cupboards as well, which is nice because I'm hoping to be able to fit all of our shoes in there for the time being, just because we have nowhere else to keep shoes. And then also when we move and we have somewhere else to put shoes, or if we find somewhere else to put shoes in this house, there should be a fair bit of space in there to fit bigger kitchen appliances, like the slow cooker, bits and bobs like that, just to save some kitchen cupboard space. And then also, I won't fit all of these things in there, these are just kind of ideas, but also it's also somewhere to store Avery's excess feed supplies, because we've got a cupboard where we kind of stock up on her feed supplies that we can grab when we need. But we usually have about 2 or 3 more cardboard boxes full, so I'm hoping it's going to be somewhere to store those away as well. So yeah, I'm excited for them to come. I also ordered another rail for Eli's wardrobe as well, because I picked them up some more coat hangers, but I've picked up another rail. I didn't get it on IKEA because they don't actually ship those items unless you're doing a bigger order, but I did find them on Amazon. I think they were £12 each, which is, you know, more expensive than you'd pay on IKEA. However, for me to go to IKEA to pick one up, I would spend way more than that in diesel. So I'm happy with that purchase, and it's nice to know they are on Amazon as well, because if we do move and I do want to buy more, and again we're just not passing an IKEA, or I don't want to pay the shipping costs, then I know I can get them on Amazon and I'd still save money because of the shipping costs. So I'm happy with those few purchases. Really glad I didn't really have to spend any of my own money, which was really nice. It's all things that I've sold. I finally sold the sideboard, I finally sold the drawers. I am also selling the drawers that are housing all the shoes now, the one that's in the kitchen, to make room for the shelving units. So I'll have a few little DIY projects coming up soon. Yeah, building those units. So I've got a couple of things planned today. I've got some bananas that are going bad, and I don't really want to make banana bread again because we've already done that, but I was thinking maybe for the boys' lunch I could make them some banana pancakes. I used to make those for myself years and years and years ago because they were just a healthier alternative to pancakes. And I've got some frozen blueberries, so I might defrost some blueberries and let them have that as well. And then I think I am going to make some pizza dough and let the boys decorate their own, I say decorate, assemble their own pizzas tonight for dinner. That was on our bucket list. Speaking of bucket list, I think we've ticked off, do you know what, we haven't ticked off that much more. We've done plenty of baking. We haven't really been able to do anything outside because honestly guys, the entire summer holidays the weather's either been miserable or completely unpredictable. So it's been really lovely, but then it'll get overcast and a big cloud will come over. However, we are supposed to be expecting a little bit of nice weather towards the end of next week. Is it next week? Yeah, the end of next week. So I'm hoping to reserve maybe 1 or 2 days to do some of our little outdoor bucket list items. But the boys did get their fry up for dinner. I'll insert a picture. I took a picture of them with it because they were so chuffed with it. So that's another thing ticked off our bucket list. But yeah, some of the things we'll be doing after we get back from Spain. Obviously Spain was on our bucket list, so that'll be another big tick. We actually go in 2 weeks. 2 weeks Monday, which is insane. I feel like it's crept up on me because I haven't really let myself get too excited about it, purely because I'm leaving Avery behind, I'm leaving Josh behind, and it just doesn't feel nice. I'm really just trying to keep focus in my mind that this trip is for the boys, and I want them to be able to do what they want to do. I kind of want them to set the pace. If they want to go to the beach, I want to let them go to the beach. If they want to be in the pool all day long until they're wrinkly, I want to let them be in the pool all day long. If they're hungry, I want them to eat. If they're thirsty, I want them to drink. I want them to sleep when they want to sleep. I want them to set the pace of the trip. I really want them to have a really, really, really nice time. Since it's just me that I need to worry about in terms of kind of keeping people happy, it's only myself other than the boys, so I feel like I really can let the boys set the pace because I'm not fussed about myself. I'll go with the flow with the boys. So yeah, in that sense I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to really letting the boys have a trip that's all about them, but I'm not looking forward to being away from Avery. I'm not looking forward to being away from Josh. I'm not looking forward to the feeling I know I'm going to have knowing that I'm away without Avery but with the boys. It's been a really tricky situation, and I kind of explained why we decided to do it all in a vlog a little while back. But yeah, anyway, what time is it, Pudding? Because you're starting to try and like nom on things is making me wonder, are you hungry? It's about 45 minutes till Avery's feed time. She seems a bit tired actually. Are you a bit tired? Yeah, 45 minutes till the feed, so I'm probably going to feed Avery and then crack on with those few bits this afternoon. It's okay, Pudding. I ideally would also like to get a bit of time today to give the house a quick clean so that it's clean for the weekend, because it's actually mine and Josh's 2-year wedding anniversary on Sunday. The time has flown by. We were actually supposed to get married 3 years ago, however, COVID. So at that time we actually decided to postpone our wedding a year, and our plan originally was to get married and then try for a baby. And when COVID hit and we had to make the decision to postpone the wedding, we decided that we were just going to flip it. So we decided to postpone a year, and in the meantime we were going to try for a baby, and thus Avery was born. I'm not gonna lie, it was quite a bit of pressure trying to lose the baby weight to fit back into my pre-pregnancy wedding dress that I already owned, but I did it, and it was actually nice. It worked out really nice because it meant that we had Avery at the wedding too, and she got to be my little bridesmaid, didn't you, baby girl? And she slept through our ceremony too. But I don't think I've really talked much about our wedding. I think obviously because it had kind of been and gone by the time I started my channel. But yeah, we had a beautiful wedding. We had the wedding, the whole thing in a hotel. Everything was kind of all-inclusive within the hotel, within our package. We had a sit-down meal and then a buffet. I did not make my wedding cake. I thought that was too much pressure. I did make a lot of my decorations though. I made our like seating chart, and I made a lot of the signage and other bits of decor. It's okay. We had a sweet stand, and predominantly I think we had around 50 to 60 people there, so it was a nice small wedding, but it was just all of our kind of nearest and dearest. Josh is one of 7, so as you can imagine, just siblings alone took up quite a few numbers, and then my aunties, or some of my aunties and uncles, were there. But yeah, we had a really lovely wedding day. My dress was this gorgeous kind of like fit and flare fishtail style with a beautiful train. It had lace all over it, and it had this gorgeous backless, and I actually bought that dress secondhand. I think it was a Ronald Joyce. I think it was the Ronald Joyce Erin, and I bought it secondhand, so it was an absolute steal, and luckily the lady I bought it from was pretty much exactly the same size as me, so that was an absolute win. Avery's dress was from eBay, and I was thrilled with it. The boys were all wearing these matching gorgeous little kind of, it wasn't royal blue, like the boys and the men, the colour they wore wasn't royal blue. It was somewhere between a royal blue and a navy. It was a lovely colour, but everyone looked amazing. The whole day was beautiful. I almost kind of wish that I was vlogging back then now, to be honest, because those would have been some amazing memories to have had captured on film. We didn't have a wedding video or anything. We did have a photographer. I wasn't overly pleased with our photographer. I feel like we could have had some much nicer pictures had she have been a little bit more innovative and maybe arranged things a little bit better. But I wouldn't have even had a picture with my brothers if it wasn't for the fact that I asked her, before you go, can we get some sibling shots, because we didn't get any. I haven't got any pictures of just me and my mum and dad. Josh hasn't got any pictures of just him and his parents. It wasn't very organised, and we kind of had to let her know what we wanted. There wasn't really a big consultation beforehand where I could tell her what shots I wanted. She did get a lot of really nice candid shots of our guests, which was really, really nice. And one more thing, because I don't know why I've just started yabbing on about our wedding. I think it's just because our anniversary is coming up. Our first dance, I'd say, was probably a little bit unconventional. So Josh and I did start our first dance off. We danced to Elvis Presley, Can't Help Falling in Love. Bit of a cliche, I know, but we really liked that song. Literally 10 seconds into our first dance, Marley came over and joined in, and then the other two boys came over and joined in, and then my best friend, who was my maid of honour, passed me Avery so that she could get involved as well, and we actually danced as a family, which was making me well up. I really don't know why that's making me well up, but it was really, really sweet. And we've actually got a photo. Someone, not the photographer had left by then sadly, but someone did take a beautiful photo of kind of what that looked like, and it was really nice to be able to look back on that. So if I can fish that one out, I will insert it, because it was a really beautiful moment, and I think there was quite a few people in tears at that point. But yeah, I'm gonna stop jabbing on about my wedding that was 2 years ago, just reminiscing. And oh, this little madam is falling to sleep, so I may just sit here for a while and see if she'll go off to sleep. Let her have a little nap before her feed. She's having her feed now. I'm just trying to see if she's gonna go off to sleep. So the last couple of days. So yesterday my mum was actually in hospital all day. She ended up going into hospital about 2 in the morning with really, really bad abdominal pain, and I didn't know she was there until about 7 in the morning. She told me she'd called 111 at around midnight, but aside from that I didn't hear from her again until about 7-8 in the morning. So I went to her in the morning. I mean, the woman, the receptionist in the emergency department, scared the crap out of me, because she told me, oh, she's in same day surgical assessment. And I said, okay, where is it? And she said, I don't know if you can go up there, she might be in surgery. And I was like, no, she would have told me. But it had me panicking, so they told me where it was. So I went up to there, and she wasn't in surgery, she was waiting for a scan. So I sat with her for a bit, and then I got kicked out, because apparently even the waiting room, only patients were allowed in, which was a bit frustrating, and there was no point in me being there if I couldn't be with her. So I went home. This is where living near the hospital really has its advantages. I came home for a bit, and then my mum called me again to say that she had had a scan, and the doctors were about to have a chat with her, and she asked me to come back to be there for that. So I did. I went back to the hospital, yeah, I was able to bring her home after that. I mean, she's fine. Nothing serious was wrong, luckily. Increasingly disappointed in just the system at the moment. Obviously normally I see it through Avery and kind of the pediatric side of things. It's really no better in like adult medicine. The system's just so overrun, and I don't know, do you know, part of me says it's overrun, and there are probably parts that it is. I'd probably say most hospitals could do with much more equipment and more technicians to run the equipment. I'm not saying nurses aren't overrun. I'm not saying doctors aren't overrun. There definitely needs to be more doctors, because you could be admitted to hospital for 3 days. Excuse you. Sorry, Avery's just pulling my top down. You could be admitted to hospital for 3 days, and the likelihood is you will get to see that doctor 3 times that entire stay, usually on ward round, which is once a day. It's very rare that there's just doctors around to answer your questions when you have them, and I feel like it should be like that. You should be able to have a doctor somewhere within the vicinity that you could just ask a question, but they're so busy. I definitely think there needs to be more doctors, there needs to be more nurses, and I'm not saying by saying any of this that I can, you know, solve the problems. I can't. It's a massive issue, and this is why there's strikes going on. However, it took an hour and a half for my mum to get her prescription yesterday. So that was really, really frustrating. Anyway, we ended up getting back to my house because I brought my mum back to my house at 4. Now, yesterday I had already made plans with my mum to do her hair and her nails because she's off to a wedding this weekend. I didn't want to let her down, so even though it was already quite late, I got my kit out. I did my mum's nails and my mum's hair. She fell to sleep multiple times throughout. I don't know how she managed to fall to sleep sitting up. She must have been that tired because she had not slept at all. Bless her. But she was happy with her hair. She was happy with her nails. I was really glad I was able to do that for her. I'm hoping that it kind of lifted her mood a little bit. And yeah, she's off to a wedding this weekend, so I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that the pain eases and she feels better. So that was yesterday. Now, this morning, like I said, Avery's been a little bit grumpy the last couple of days and she hasn't been pooing very much. This morning, during her first feed, Avery had the most explosive nappy I've ever seen in my entire life. And when I say explosive, it was pretty much from her nappy all the way up to the top of her back, I'd say. And it was one of those occasions where by the time you get them cleaned up and dressed, you've then got to clean the poo off of everything. So it's been one of those mornings, and I really wish I could say the clear out cheered her up. It hasn't. But yeah, it was a manic start to the day, and I feel like it's kind of just set me up to be on edge for the rest of the day. But I'm going to try and turn it around. Like I said, I'm going to try and do a few things with the boys. I'm going to make them some pancakes for lunch. I'm going to try and get this little Missy off to sleep, and then I'm going to make some pizza dough for the boys to assemble their own pizzas for dinner this evening. So yeah, I'm going to try and turn the day around because it's been a crappy couple of days, and I would really like to be feeling a bit more positive for the weekend. With it being our anniversary, I'm hoping that we can have a really nice weekend. Hey, pretty. We don't have any major plans. There is a car boot sale on Sunday that we might go to because we both like a car boot and we've not been to one in years. But yeah, other than that, we don't really have any big plans. We've got no evening plans or anything like that. I think we're just gonna go with the flow, see what we fancy doing maybe. Okay? Yeah.
You're chilling in the rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're channeling wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, 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 oh,
So I actually reorganised the dreaded cupboard of doom, this one right here, a couple of days ago. So I thought I'd show you what I'd done. Don't expect miracles, guys. I didn't buy any new boxes for it, but I'll show you the before clip. It was absolute chaos and I just couldn't find anything in there. So this is the after. So like I said, don't expect miracles. It's still a mess, but at least it is organised mess. I just think it looks much neater. We can actually get to everything now. So yeah, that was one of the things on my to-do list that I was dreading doing, and now it's done. So pretty happy with that. So I hope you enjoyed spending a few days with us. Oh, that was really overexposed. I think this is where I'm going to close this vlog off. So if you did enjoy it, then please give the video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. Just trying to pick hair out of my earring. Hit the subscribe button if you'd like to follow us along on our journey. And with that said, I'll see you guys in a few days with another video. Bye guys.